What's up, guys? It's the Go for Two podcast, episode 12. It is the Spooktober episode.
Hey, you. Yeah, there's on the camera. I'm the host of this podcast. All right? Okay? So when we do the intro, I do it. Episode number 12 starts right now. Yo, dude, that's freaking awesome.
Yo, okay, this 98-cent mask I got at Walmart today, 100% worth it.
Yo, Jackson.
I asked Lucas, I asked him if I could wear it on the whole episode of the podcast. He told me no. He said that's not good for...
Yeah, but because he can't wear it without talking in that voice, all right? It's just strange.
Listen, you're jealous of my voice.
Absolutely
okay?
not. Absolutely not.
Yo, are you ready for episode 12, aka the Spooktober episode, aka the episode coming out on Halloween, the day of?
Hey, Spooktober with the boys, all right?
Spooky. Yeah, we've been talking about Spooktober and the Bus with the Boys podcast. We're huge fans of that. We love it. You guys should definitely go check it out. It's on Apple Podcasts, everywhere you can find it. Hilarious, by the way. But they're big fans of Spooktober, and Lucas told me about this, and I think Spooktober is a really cool thing. Like you watch, they say you go and you watch a spook, right, every day. Then you go to a haunted house or something like that on the weekends.
Yeah. That's what. So the rules.
Halloween season.
Yeah, the rules to really get into it, and sadly, I'm a broke college kid, so I can't get into it as far as I would like. But you're supposed to watch a spook every day. All right. That doesn't mean that you have to watch Paranormal Activity or something like where people are getting possessed, like The Exorcist every day, right? All right. Mm-hmm. You can do something simple. All right. If you don't feel like shaking in your bed tonight, that's okay. You can watch like a Scooby-Doo episode or something, right?
Scooby-Doo counts. Like, old school Scooby-Doo, not new Scooby-Doo.
So, when you listen to music, you need to listen to some spook songs. I'm talking about like "This Is Halloween," get some good stuff. Yeah. All right. And then on the weekends, you have to go to a haunted house. All right.
Yes.
Or you gotta go do a spooky activity. You can go to the cemetery, hang out with your buds. All right.
Yeah. Crack up a couple cold.
Hashtag don't give a. All right.
Hashtag don't give a. All right. That's what we about out here. Okay.
Or you can go do spooky stuff. What's up, Jack? What are you trying to say? Why are you trying to interrupt me here? You're messing up my flow. Okay.
I am messing up your flow, but here, listen. I just want to point out this is the Halloween episode. I'm not making this up. It is raining outside like crazy, and it's all spooky here in the background. It's kind of got the green tint. It all adds up. Be sure to watch us on youtube.com/go42podcast if you want to get the full immersion experience for this episode. Continue on, Lucas. Had a plug.
And you also have to decorate and stuff. I can't decorate. Where I go to school at, I don't know of any haunted houses or anything like that that's going on here, so I think it'd be a little hard for me to find a spooky place to go to every weekend. But I didn't fully take place because I also am broke and can't afford to Halloween decorate my apartment like I would love to.
That's a valid excuse.
Valid excuse.
That is a valid excuse.
But it's okay. I've been keeping up with the spooks. All right, I've been watching some spooks, so it's all good. Anyways, Mr. Jackson.
Yes,
First
sir.
off, I do want to say that we are halfway through the NFL season. Loving it. Great time of the year. It's really starting to cool off here in Tennessee. Sadly in Texas, you're probably still burning.
Not too bad actually. Today it was a crisp 57 degrees.
A crisp.
Very crisp. See, okay, yeah, we have to say crisp, but pretty much okay. If it drops below 60, really, if it drops below 50 in Texas, people freak out. Right? They're going to every Walmart, every store, and clearing the shelves because they think it's the apocalypse because it's below 50 degrees. Same. I, on the other hand, am watching a good spook on Netflix, curled up with my blankie.
My blankie.
It's a good time. All right, I love it.
But I just want to take a second here at the beginning to say, halfway through the year, thanks for everyone that's been with us this far, especially our man Casey.
MVP.
Super sorry about last week's episode. If you are a YouTube watcher, we're having some difficulties with our YouTube account. We're not able to get in there right now, but we'll fix that as soon as we can. We'll get another episode up. We didn't get any questions this week. Probably because Casey couldn't get on YouTube and leave a question.
Probably.
So yeah, so
But
you know what? We're gonna skip that part. We're gonna skip the
we are.
question part.
But we do encourage you to. We are active on Twitter. We're fairly active over there. Me and Lucas and our Go for Two podcast Twitter as well. It's at Go for Two GOFOR2 the number 2 podcast. So at Go for Two podcast, hit us up on there. Shoot us a question. Feel free to DM us. Ask away. We'll be happy to facilitate your question here on the pod.
Yeah. Ask us anything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, really, any topic you want to talk about, nothing's really off. We can just kind of go into it.
Yeah. Jack's a weird guy, so ask him
The
some
money's
weird
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, since we are in the Spooktober mood, right? I realize my cam is not as dark as Jackson's. It's because I've got to have this light on, or else you literally cannot see my face at all.
You really can't see him.
I would be in the dark. So Jackson's a little spookier than me. I'm upset about that. But we have a spooky topic to start us off here. We got the spooky players of past and present. So I want to start off with you, Jackson. We're going to do past first. So I want to know who your spooky player of NFL past is.
My spooky player of NFL past, okay, this is somebody, okay, who has haunted the Dallas Cowboys for his entire career. Okay? This man has gotten more interceptions off of Tony Romo and Drew Bledsoe than anybody else in Eagles history. They call him Weapon X. Number 20 for the Eagles. Hall of Fame safety. Brian Dawkins. All right? You want to talk about a spook, okay? Every time we played the Eagles, right? I ain't worried about McNabb, all right? I wasn't even worried about T.O. He was crying on the sideline. I ain't worried about that. You know who I was worried about? Weapon X, Brian Dawkins, in the what do they call that? Safety area.
In the secondary. In the secondary, bro.
I just had a brain fart, my guy. Yo, dude, I really did have a brain fart. In the secondary, okay. Brian Dawkins, okay, and I can pull up some of his stats here, but this guy wreaked havoc, especially on the Cowboys. He wreaked havoc all over the league. I think he picked off almost every single major quarterback that there was at the time. But Brian Dawkins himself was an absolute animal. And I'm gonna pull up his numbers here. But yeah, he has a career 778 tackles. Okay, 26 sacks. All right, this man. Okay, he had over 100 points deflected and 37 interceptions with a couple touchdowns, pick sixes. You know how scary that is for an offense to have to plan for Brian Dawkins? Absolutely insane. That's my player of the past.
Did you just look up stats on your phone? Like you didn't do that beforehand?
They're right here.
Wow.
What a picture mode.
What a joke. What a joke. Look, get him out of here. Get him out of here. No. Oh, some of us got stuff to do with the day. We spent an hour sitting here on our computers looking crap up before this, okay? That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say.
That is true.
My spooky player of the past is, honestly, he's still pretty present, but he's not in the NFL anymore, but I got to go with Ray Lewis. All right?
Ooh,
the big man himself. All right? Struck fear in the heart of everyone they played. Their defense was already amazing. Him in there in the middle was just crazy. Super hard hitter. I felt like anyone he tackled pretty much crushed their ribs. Okay? All right?
Absolutely.
Plus, you got the whole face mask thing going on with the purple. Ooh.
Oh, and his little dance coming out in the beginning, you know, like getting with it, right? He's hyping up the entire sideline for the Ravens. He was just, the whole stadium was just electrified by this man's intro dance. Okay.
Yo, Jackson is loving the spooky episode right now. He's loving the Spooktober. I'm loving it too. All right, so your spooky player of present.
My
Go.
Spooky player of present. Okay. This is a person, all right, who has been a dominant defensive end since he entered the league. Impact player as soon as he was brought on. They saw him at the combine, okay? Fast, right? He is an animal. Huge wingspan, okay? 37-inch vertical leap, all right? No, this guy is J.J. Watt, JJ Watt. I think you have to double team, triple team, plan for him. I know we're going to talk about this a little bit later. I think he tore his pec, so he's out for the season. But when he is healthy and he is on one, not Joey Bosa, JJ Watt is one of the most fierce defensive players in the league right now. I got to go with Watt.
I feel that. I went with Tom Brady.
Oh, you went offense.
I mean, yeah,
Ooh.
I went offense for this.
I like it. Like it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I gotta plug the boys. Bustin' with the Boys podcast, Taylor Lewan and Will Compton's podcast. It's amazing. Which, by the way, the boy Will Compton went and worked out for the Raiders today. Today is Tuesday.
Sure
this
did.
is coming out on the 31st, Friday or Thursday. Anyways, so hopefully he gets on the team. That would be awesome. He's a great dude. Anyways, so I listened to not this week's podcast or the one before that. It was like 2 weeks ago. The one with Van Noy from the Patriots.
That was a good one.
Okay, so he was talking about how Brady plays defense and offense, and he was like, you can't tell me that as soon as Brady scores, or even before that, like let's say the Patriots are playing the Cowboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Cowboys elect to receive the ball. Like, you can't tell me that Dak's not on the field and everyone on that offense and everyone on the Cowboy sideline isn't like, yo, we got to put up some points before Tom Brady can score on us.
Right. We have to win time of possession. Can't give.
Right. And so like Tom Brady just applies so much pressure to the offense without him even doing anything.
Even special teams. Right? Because if you're making that decision as an opposing coach, like, okay, do we want to punt in this situation? Do we want to try and attempt a long field goal? If we miss the field goal, we're going to give him great field position. If we mess up the punt and it goes into a touchback, he gets, it's hard to pin him. And even if you do pin him right at the 3-yard line, how many drives has he had coming from 97-yard drives for a touchdown? It's insane. Yep. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah. I'm actually kind of jealous. I should have picked him.
Greatest of all time.
3 is, bro.
Best football player ever. Ask any other football player, they'll say the greatest of all time to play is Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's not even a doubt anymore. I feel like 3 years ago, everybody was like, Jerry Rice.
No, the comeback, Montana. Bro. The comeback against Atlanta
sealed it.
Yep,
sealed it.
For sure. So I don't have this down, but later on we're doing some MVP stuff, and I'm also doing an MVP coach because I thought that was cool. What about spooky coaches? You got any coaches that you're just like man? Like, I can think of Belichick, is my spooky coach, of all time.
Well, he's like the emperor, right? So, we're getting into Star Wars time. Okay, a new trailer dropped last week. All right. We want to talk about something spooky, right? The emperor coming back in this new episode of Star Wars Episode 9.
He was like the emperor. Give him a little hood, He'd be perfect.
He's got the little hood. He does a little.
Okay.
Does a little.
Okay. All right. We're moving on.
What? If I had to pick a spooky coach.
Go ahead. No. You can't. You ain't got nothing.
Bill Parcells, bro. No.
I've heard great stories about Bill Parcells. Yeah.
Yeah, great stories about Bill Parcells, but also Bill Cowher. Bill Cowher, my man, he would yell and scream in everyone's face, and I've been advocating for him to be the Cowboys' next head coach.
Ooh. All right. Okay. Dreams, Jackson. So into the real football topics a little bit. Okay.
Yes.
We're not really covering a lot of teams this week, because there wasn't a lot of crazy stuff, I don't think, that happened this week, but there's some we got to talk about. So I seen so Cleveland played the Patriots this week, and the Patriots beat them, and it wasn't even bad. It wasn't like they just mopped the floor with them. It was 20-something to 13 or something like that. Not that bad. But if you listen to the post-game press conferences and the interviews with the players and stuff, it seemed like the team was broken. Listening to the way that they were talking and the way some of them just looked on their face and stuff, it looked like they were just oh, well, we knew, we were going to lose and we're just bad, da-da-da. And so, I need to know, are they done? Are the Browns out of the playoffs?
Yes. Short answer, yes. 2-5. You have a head coach who really skipped a job and a half, right? He went from position coach to a head coach straight away. You got Baker Mayfield making comments saying, we have no discipline. Okay, if the face of your franchise right now, the quarterback's facing the franchise, right? Some could debate it, right? For a long time it was J.J. Watt for Houston, but you got Deshaun Watson now. Anyway, if you have your franchise quarterback, that's what the Browns believe, saying we have no discipline, That is a huge red flag, right? Immediately, right out of the gate. Okay. Freddie Kitchens completely got outcoached, outmatched. Yes, the score wasn't exactly reflective of a complete beating, but if you have what they did is they broke the Browns, like the players on the Browns, their will. And when your will is broken and your quarterback saying we have no discipline, that means there's probably issues in the locker room. Okay, that means Freddie Kitchens, I think his time is numbered. I would hope so. And it's over. It's over. They're done.
Yeah,
They're done.
yeah, I definitely agree. And even if you look past like their own internal issues, like the Ravens are going to win that division. Like that's pretty much submitted with the state of the standings right now. And if you look at like the rest of their schedule, yeah, their schedule gets easier. A lot of people, like I seen on First Take Monday morning, Max Kellerman was arguing like, oh, they still got a chance to make the playoffs because they're getting into the easy part of their schedule. You know, they got to play teams like Denver and stuff like that. They're 2-5, and I mean, I've got them like they might win 5 more games to go 7-9.
Yeah,
but they're not going to make the wild card. The AFC wild card race is way too close. The AFC wild card race is like closer than the divisional races.
And you're going to need to win 10 games if you want to get into that wild card. And I don't see the Browns winning. I don't see them winning 8 more games the rest of the season. I don't.
No, I thought 5 was kind of a stretch. I think they can do it, but
at least, even at the very least 7. Say they're 9-7 and a couple.
They're on a 3 streak of losses.
Yeah, they are. So, and I know the schedule gets easier, but 7. I like what you're saying. 7 wins, maybe 8, maybe.
Nope. No. Maybe 5. All right.
Okay.
So, next up,
the Browns are done.
Yeah. Next up, we don't get to talk about the boys. We don't get to talk about the Cowboys this week because they didn't really do nothing. Although, I did hear that they were in talks to get Jamal Adams from the Jets, but that didn't work out.
Dude, that would have been so nice. We need some help back there in the secondary.
I think you were going to have to give up a lot for him, though. It looked like it, like stuff I was hearing.
They weren't just going to give him away.
Yeah, no. So
for sure, but that would have been nasty.
We're going to bypass the Cowboys, go right into the Titans. The Titans D did show up again this week against the Bucks. We had 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles recovered.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Jameis Winston who is turnover happy, but Jackson is hiding like.
the backlighting right now is really cool.
Yo, okay, this man, I'm doing a podcast with a child.
No, you're right. Yeah, the Titans did play very well. I'm having fun, man.
Yeah. Real quick though, I do want to say all the trade rumors that went on today. The trade deadline ended earlier today at 4. We got a little bit of update on some of the bigger trades that went on today. But there was a rumor that Marcus Mariota was being put on IR for an injury that he sustained during the preseason game against the Patriots, which was like our 2nd preseason game or 3rd.
Yeah.
I believe that would be the one where he flipped over into the end zone.
But anyway,
I don't know. But that was a rumor, and it turned out through sources and stuff that was proved wrong. Okay. This rumor came up because one source said that it was happening, and so the people believed that source, instantly reported it, and then they came back and reported later that it was actually wrong. They should have double or even triple verified the rumor. The Titans did work out 2 quarterbacks, but I mean, I think it's just like, I think they did it just in case someone called up and was wanting Mariota, although the team has come out and said that they're not interested in trading Mariota right now, and they're also not interested, and Marcus is also, like, his agent has come out and said that they're not looking for a trade either. So
yeah, they're just going to play the market.
Yeah, so they're not looking for any of that stuff. So I don't know. The only thing I can think of is maybe if something happens, I can see Mariota maybe thinking like, "Hey, I'm just like, don't play me. Bring another guy in to be backup. I want to save myself free agency." I don't think he would do that, but
heal up. I think Marcus is passionate enough. I think he's back out there, but he understands that right now it's Tannehill's job, and so he just has to be supportive. And he's always been a really nice guy and a really cool guy. So
Yeah.
I mean,
he stands on the sideline with his helmet on the whole game. 2 in a row with Tannehill. Can't hate on the guy. Can't hate on either one of them.
That's right.
It's awesome. The Titans are winning. That's all that matters. Tannehill made some
Love
good throws.
Winning cures a lot of things.
Yeah, definitely. Tannehill made some good throws. I think the Titans, the team, played a really good game, especially the defense. The defense was amazing. Big Jeff was good again. All right, my man. But let me just say that the offensive play calling was terrible. All right.
Was it bad again?
It was bad. Okay,
look
at the Bucks defensive line. All right, they got Vita Vea, and they got JPP, and then they got one more. I'm losing his name. They
used to have Gerald McCoy, but he went to Carolina.
Yeah, they don't have him. They got someone else to replace him. They got another big boy in there, like Ndamukong Suh or some crap like that.
Yeah, they got Sue.
Is it Sue? Okay.
Yeah, they got Sue.
They got Sue. Okay. Our right guard and left guard have been struggling all year.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we had our right guard and left guard got hurt in this game also because of those big boys on the defense. All right.
Oh man, they're getting pushed around. That's not good.
And every time we ran the ball for most of the game, it was like up the middle. I get that Derrick Henry is a power man, and he is not the fastest. He got a little speed with him though. He's fast for as big as he is.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Derrick Henry had 75 yards, and every one came after contact. That is the stat. The stat of the game. Derrick Henry, 75 yards.
And every single yard came after he was contacted?
After contact.
Dude. That's insane.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask, I was like, do you think that the Titans need to look at a possible running back change? Like maybe in the draft or something. But then it's like, well, if you're having that problem and you're getting contacted as soon as you get the ball,
you're still getting 75 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Have you noticed that like offensive line play has struggled, like has diminished in the league?
Yeah,
in the past, like 10 years or something like that. I heard some people talking about that.
Yeah, I heard some people talking about it the other night, and they were saying that they think some guy brought up the point. He thinks it's because in the off season they've cut it off so much that offensive linemen aren't able to get the chemistry going that they usually want.
Yeah,
I think it's
they make them like rest and like not practice or something.
Yeah, I don't see offensive line talent coming in that I see defensive line talent coming in. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Like first out of the draft this year, what, Nick Bosa?
Yes.
And you think of players like Myles Garrett was one of the first ones. He was the first one off the board, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Sue was a top pick.
Joey Bosa, of course,
Joey Bosa was a top pick. J.J. Watt was up there.
And then you're looking at this year, like projected number one is the defensive end from Ohio State. He's in the Heisman race. He's a defensive end. Like,
yeah, defensive ends
had 4 sacks last game against Wisconsin.
Yeah, that D line can be very, very profitable. And if you're a really good defensive lineman, you were going to make a lot of money in this league, right? Tank Lawrence, J.J. Watt, both of the Bosa brothers,
right?
You name it.
And so
right?
I
Aaron
think,
Donald.
Right, and you're getting these big guys, and I think tackles is kind of a predominant role. Like, I see a lot of people coming in like being tackles, maybe. And you hear of star tackles, but you don't hear of star guards or star centers as much.
Yeah, you very rarely.
Yeah, like
very rarely.
Not a big thing anymore, at least. And so I think the talent pool at the position is kind of getting a little, you know.
Well, it's not. Let's be honest. It's not as sexy as a position.
Well, right? Because there's no stats for it. There's literally no stats for it.
Exactly. You're not getting credit for like the only thing that you like. The only stat that you have is how many sacks you gave up, or how many times you let the quarterback get past you. How many times your quarterback was hurried and pressured and knocked down. Now you don't. Now what we did have and what they do have, they have the pancake stat. Okay, you get a pancake. You know what a pancake is?
Yeah, but how many of those do you get a year?
Very rare, very few. But I mean, it's not a sexy position. It's not a position that people are like, oh hey, I'm an offensive lineman. They don't get a lot of love. They should get a lot more because the game is won in the trenches. Zeke doesn't perform well if he doesn't have that Dallas offensive line, right? I bet his yards per carry go down by at least 1, maybe 1.5. Say if you had the Titans line or the Browns line.
So bad.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just
so bad.
Like, like it's
well, I
just
think
such
it's
a
yeah, and it's also like you're looked at for what you did wrong, not for what you did good. Like
exactly.
if you're an end, it's like, oh, he got 3 sacks last game. Well, how many plays did he play? Well, he played 37 snaps and got 2 sacks. But if you're a
Right, so
lineman,
35 times he didn't get there.
right? But if you're an offensive lineman, it's like, well, he allowed 2 sacks. Well,
Exactly.
how many snaps did he play? Like 64. Oh well, he didn't allow
62 times he did his
yeah.
job.
Yeah, so it's not looked at it like that. And also, like, defenses are getting so smart with their blitzes, all the stunts and stuff like that, bringing in safeties and corners out of nowhere. But the Titans, so like going into the game, we're kind of worried about Godwin and Mike Evans. We held Godwin in check, but our third cornerback, Adoree Jackson, was hurt, and we played our third guy on Mike Evans a lot, and this man had about 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I have him on my fantasy team.
Yes, sir. Popped off on us. I did not think he would do that at all. We've been really good at holding down star wide receivers, and I think our goal was like, hey, we're going to take everyone else away from you. And Mike Evans made some plays, man. He made some plays. That dude right there. Crazy. Crazy. You just throw the ball up to him. Throw the ball up to him. He's going to catch it. Okay?
Yeah, he's making Jameis Winston look good. I mean, come on.
And let me just say, the offensive play calling was terrible, and I thought the head coaching was fine until we get to the end of the game. 4th and 1, we're like, run, hurry up, like we're trying to get them to go out, jump off sides. They didn't jump. Yeah. We come out in the field goal unit. We're up by 4 with like 2 minutes left. The Bucks have no timeouts and a 2-minute warning, I think. So it's like 2:30, like 2:36 left. We go out to kick the field goal. We're up by 4. I'm like, yeah, we're going to make this field goal. All right. Which, by the way, our field goal kicker did not miss a kick.
Oh,
beautiful.
Hey.
Finally, we win a game when our kicker doesn't miss kicks. Love it.
Isn't that beautiful?
It really is. It's crazy.
Funny how that works out.
So anyways, so he goes out there, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to kick this, go up by 7. Our placeholder is our punter, Brett Kern, who is the star player on our team. Let me tell you, if there's anyone on our team that does their job to a T, it is our punter. We have the best punter in the game, all right? Rep the brand. You do have the best
punter in the game, I'll give you that.
For the brand, Brett Kern is the best, bro. He is so good, all right? And we snap the ball to this man, and he takes off running to the left. We did a fake field goal run on 4th and 1, and let me tell you, Devin White, that fast man that cried, he ran his 40 at the combine and cried because he knew that he ran it so fast, he was about to get drafted. Like, he knew he was going to get a high draft. And what happened? He stuck our punter. And there are memes going around for the face that our punter was making. This dude's like he knew he made a bad decision. Like, he was like, I'm a punter. I ain't supposed to be getting hit like this. And then, to top it off, a controversial call by the refs, because it's kind of split. I think he was down. The refs called him down and blew the play, but he fumbled the ball. And the Bucks picked it up and ran it back for a touchdown. Now, they said that he was down, and then Tampa didn't challenge it, but I've heard people talking about it, and Bruce Arians came out after the game and went off on the refs and said that they were terrible, and they're not held accountable, and they don't know how to do their job and all this stuff, and that they're ruining games. And he pointed to that play call because that's a touchdown for them. But
oh yeah, absolutely.
Mike Vrabel, what are you thinking, my man? Like, here's the argument. He's trying to win the game. That's what he says. I mean, that's fine. You try to win the game. Like, he thinks, I understand, he thinks that if he gets that, we win the game. And we do. If we get that conversion, we win the game.
Yeah, game's over.
Why? Because you can't tell me that the offense play caller, Arthur Smith, was like, hey, you know what? I don't want to run a real play. Let's do a fake field goal run. Like, that was a head coach idea.
Yeah, if you're going for 4th and 1 to seal the deal, you're going to go for it. You might as well
run a real play.
Offense out there. Yeah,
exactly. Run a real play. That's my thing. I don't care if we go for it and we don't get it, but a fake field goal run, I don't know. A pass would have been better.
Yeah, fake field goal, toss, pass, Statue of Liberty type trickery, but fake field goal run, like the success rate on those alone like just in general, no matter where you are on the field, is extremely low.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty bad. So,
yeah.
I don't really agree with that, and most people that I've heard say that they wouldn't have done it either.
Hindsight
But
2020 as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get like you're trying to win, but you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. What's next?
I'm still upset. I'm just
I know
recovering.
you're processing and you're going through it. I understand.
All right, next up, Jack, we do have we gotta talk about the MVP race, all right? Because we're halfway through the year, so we're halfway through the year. We're about to get into our halfway through the year stuff. We're gonna look at the NFL season where it's at right now. We're gonna evaluate it some. So we need to look at our MVP picks, maybe debate a little bit. All right,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and give you mine first because I know I'll make you go first a lot. But
go ahead.
So my front runner right now is Christian McCaffrey. All right.
Ooh,
this man, we're 8 weeks in. He's already had a bye week though, so he's played 7 games. He has a 1,078 total yards with 10 touchdowns and has not lost the ball a single time. Okay, so he's on pace for
very good numbers.
Yeah, he's on pace for over 2,000 total yards. All right. My second close one, is Russell Wilson, and Russell's got like 2,200 passing yards, on pace for his career high in passing yards, 17 touchdowns, which is on pace to tie his career high, and he's only thrown 1 interception. His QBR is 115, and he's got the highest completion percentage that he's had at 68.4%.
Yeah, he's been making some crazy plays, and especially without a guy like Doug Baldwin.
Yeah, he lost wide receivers.
He's lost wide receivers, and he's making plays like that.
Yeah, and
he's having an incredible year.
You can't argue that dude has a good halfback either. I mean, Chris Carson's okay, but it's not like he's got Lynch back there still,
Right, he doesn't have beast mode.
Right,
or he doesn't have Zeke or Le'Veon Bell or Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
That he is putting that team on his back.
Right, exactly. And so MVP is most valuable player to their team. And I know a lot of people First Take, Max Kellerman was trying to argue that Aaron Rodgers should be the leading MVP guy. Last 2 weeks, Aaron Rodgers, amazing quarterback play. It's been spectacular to see. But the first 4 weeks, 5 weeks, wasn't really there. Defense carried them. As much as I hate that defense.
It takes some time to get into that system too, right? When you're going into a
new system and stuff, right? I'm not putting it on him. He's an amazing player, but compared to Russell Wilson, who has consistently been great every game, and McCaffrey, who's consistently been great, and MVP is most valuable player to their team, and I look at McCaffrey, came in and carried them to a lot of these wins that they've gotten without Cam, and then Russell Wilson, who else is there? He's definitely been carrying them over some of these teams.
For sure. Most valuable to his team, absolutely. For me, in my pick, you are explaining most of it for me. It was Russell Wilson, right? His highest completion percentage of his career, his highest rating. He's carrying the team on his back. He doesn't have as many receivers as he has before. DK Metcalf, I think, can be something special in the future. But Wilson's playing out of his mind right now. I do think you have to put Rodgers in the conversation because of his past couple game performances. He is, like I say, a bad man, Mr. Lucas. Okay. So Rodgers, I think you got to kind of keep an eye on. It takes a while to kind of get into the flow and rhythm of a new offense, and it seems like they're hitting their stride. Aaron Jones is no scrub. Okay, he finally is utilizing a halfback, so he's playing pretty well. But yeah, I mean, you made my case for me. Russell Wilson, as it is right now. Now, he doesn't have the record necessarily that some MVP voters would like.
6-2.
Right? Yeah. But when people look at MVPs, they're thinking 13-3, and that's still possible. He can go 13-3 or 12-4. Right?
Look. The Packers are 7-1 right now because of the defense. Aaron Rodgers has won them 2 games. The last 2 weeks, Aaron Rodgers has been amazing. The first 6,
and isn't that scary?
Hasn't it just hasn't. I mean, I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders.
But the thing is, though, he finally has a defense and a running game.
We know. We don't know.
Yeah, we know.
We don't know.
What do you mean we don't know? They're 7-1, and you just said that he's only won them 2 games. They've won 7. That defense and running game has won.
Yeah, but the defense isn't just amazing. They're not top 5.
No, they're not top 5 yet. They're not top 5.
No.
I bet. No,
they're not.
I know. That's why I say they're
I know.
not top 5 per my bet. But do you have to have a top 5 defense for your defense to be considered legitimate defense? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think Aaron Rodgers can keep playing at this level. He can't keep playing like this.
What do you mean? He's been playing like this his entire career.
The way he has the past 2 weeks?
Yes.
His
entire career
he's not going to play. He's not going to keep that up.
You keep doubting this man.
Aaron Rodgers is amazing. Like, definitely.
Yes.
Top 3 quarterback in the league right now.
One of the purest passers ever to play the game.
He's great.
Yes.
I'm just saying he can't do what he did last week and the week before on a consistent basis. Like,
but he's had great and illustrious seasons throughout his entire career. He's played at levels similar to this.
Yeah, I'm saying like he can have amazing years and stuff like that, but I'm saying for the he's not going to have weeks like he has the past 2 weeks. He's not going to have a week like that every week for the rest of the year.
No, he's not going to have 400-yard games every year or 5 touchdown games every year or every week.
Every week, yeah.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
But he is going to have MVP caliber performances, right, year in and year out, and he has continued to do so for his entire career. That's all I'm saying. Right?
He does have to play the Seahawks twice. He hasn't played them yet.
Right. Why does he have to play them twice? They're not in his division.
I swear. That's right. That's weird. Okay, I must have seen something wrong when I looked at it earlier. I looked at it earlier and it said they played them twice, and I was just like, okay, I didn't think about it. I was in a hurry.
Now, they might meet in the playoffs. They very well could meet in the playoffs. Now, that would be a very interesting game. But also, throwing on this point for favor for Rodgers, or at least why he deserves to be in the conversation and not dismissed. He's doing this recently without Devontae Adams.
Yo, real quick. It was the 49ers schedule. I got my top teams mixed up there for a second. The 49ers still have to play the Seahawks twice.
Now, those are going to be some good games.
Those will be good games.
Those will be incredible games.
So you're with Russell Wilson right now, though? Like, season ended today.
Russell Wilson right now, good record. Playing out of his mind with less receivers. He's the most valuable player on the Seahawks. Probably the most valuable player in the NFL right now.
Yeah. I'd argue his defense ain't as good either.
So that helps.
Seahawks defense ain't as good as the Packer defense.
That is so true. That is so true. If Russell Wilson was playing at this level when the lead boom was there. All
right. MVP coach, and I've already narrowed it down to 2. You can throw some more in there. But mine is down to Belichick and Kyle Shanahan. I think, obviously, Belichick, amazing just because of we know what he is. Outthinks everyone's, coach. Right? And then Kyle Shanahan has done some great things with the 49ers, specifically in their run game. Like, I look at, like, their offensive run schemes are crazy. Like, they do some crazy stuff.
Did you look at my notes before we started this?
No.
Because my pick was Kyle Shanahan, and I was going to talk about his run game.
The run game.
And I have the stats.
That's it, bro. That's it, man. Go ahead. Tell me the magic numbers. I didn't write nothing down. Okay, I didn't need to. Listen, I knew he was good already.
Okay, look. Matt Breida leads their team with 446 rushing yards, right? Just like this, their entire roster, okay? But as a team, they have 1,500 rushing yards.
Yeah, they run with everyone.
As a team. But they don't have a star running back. That's the crazy thing about it. They're doing it by committee, but they're making it work. Shifts and motions and end around plays. And then you have when your only question on a 49ers team is can Jimmy Garoppolo deliver? I think you have a pretty good team. Right?
I will say
Jimmy G 15-2 as a starter.
Yeah. I will say the only thing that's going to hurt the 49ers right now, the only thing I can see hurting them is a team shutting them down and making them pass the ball, which is really hard right now. And like Jimmy G's good, but it does seem that he's a little turnover prone. I think I said something about this last week.
He is.
It does seem, he's just a little bit. And that's it. Their team is so good.
But he's still early in his development as well, right? For him he basically has just over a year starting, right? And part of that was in New England. Part of that was in San Francisco, right? And he's had injury in between it. He hasn't had a full year of starting yet. This is, for all intents and purposes, this is his rookie year.
Right. Pretty much.
Right? Pretty much. But he's 15-2 as a starter. And just coming in and going into a brand new system, coming off of an injury. Yeah, he's a little turnover prone. That happens. But I'm not going to say Jimmy G's not, and I'm not saying you are either. I'm just saying I'm not going to say Jimmy G's a throwaway quarterback or that he's not a franchise quarterback yet. I'm gonna save that for another year or two and see how he does. But yeah, right now he is the question.
Yeah,
right.
I will say,
can he win them a game? Can he be like Aaron Rodgers and
throw
4 touchdowns?
Right, and like take over the team when he needs to. I will say, you said 15-2 as a starter. He has had really good teams in every start that he's had.
That is true.
Like he's not like, this is arguably one of the, it ain't arguably, it is the best 49er team since
Steve Young.
You think Steve Young?
Since Steve Young, but yeah.
I was thinking what's his face?
You were thinking the 2012 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Harbaugh brothers.
Yeah.
That 49ers team was good too, but they weren't as diverse offensive.
I can't think of the quarterbacks. Kaepernick. I don't know why I can't think of that.
It was Alex Smith, and he got hurt, and then Kaepernick. Yeah.
By the way, for anyone wondering, because I have had someone bring it to my attention, like ask me why we haven't talked about the Kaepernick situation any, like all the quarterback controversy going on. The reason we haven't talked about it is I don't know how Jackson feels. I'm the one that comes up with the ideas and stuff most of the time. Anyways, number one, there's so much other stuff going on week to week that it's hard to throw something like that in when I don't necessarily think it matters as much, because the way things are now, I think the league and the teams within the league has pretty much showed that he's not going to get a second chance unless something really, really bad happens. Like if a team gets into a really, really bad spot, it just looks like with everything that went down, teams don't want to deal with that.
Right. I'm not opposed to talking about Kaepernick and having an open conversation. That's fine with me. Whether he deserves a spot or not is not really for me to say. I haven't seen him work out. I don't know. I assume that he could still ball and he could still play. I imagine so. I mean, he's said, and I know he's pretty active on social media saying that he's working out every day. He's ready. He's just waiting for a tryout. It's still very well possible that he could, but I think Lucas is right that it seems that the league has kind of moved on. Whether that's good or bad is not for my judgment, but I will say I think he probably could still play, but it's not up for me to decide if he should be on the team.
Right. It's just, it just seems like it's not our decision, but it seems like the teams have pretty much, without actually saying it, it looks like they've already said, hey, we're not interested in dealing.
I don't think they want to deal with that topic at hand. I think they just want to play football.
Right, exactly.
But that's a different conversation.
So on from that, I gotta do an update on our bets, Mr. Jackson. All right. So I have the big binder, and then I have my mini notebook. All right.
All right. While you're sifting through that for a second, just remind all the viewers out there for our bets at the beginning of the year. We placed several bets, right? And to be honest, I've kind of lost track of them, but several bets on throughout the year and put in some different wagers on them. Lucas has them, and he's been keeping track of them for us. Lucas is the main man. This dude's literally writes down everything with his notebooks. I love it. It's fantastic. Makes things way easier for me. But so Lucas is going to go through and kind of give us an update on where we're at and see if we want to double down, if we kind of.
There is a new bet.
With our bet.
What was the new bet, Jackson? Because I kind of forgot.
Oh, the new bet? Geez, man, I kind of forgot to. I'll think.
Okay, yeah. We'll think of it. We'll think of it. It might have had something to do with the Vikings. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Nope, didn't stir anything. Okay. So first off, one of our first bet was. Well, our first bet. Well, I'm not going in order of how we did it because I didn't write them down in order. All right. Anyways, number one bet. Kenny Steele to surpass 500 receiving yards. Jackson says he will. I said he won't. He is at 315 yards as of now, halfway through the year, without a bye week.
Looking good for me. Looking good for me.
I don't know. I mean, he's kind of, had some injury issues.
He's had some injury issues. He still has 315 yards after being out for 2 games. In 6 games, he has 315 yards. What can he do in 8?
It ain't happened yet. That's the important stuff. It ain't happened
yet. That is the important thing.
All right.
Looking good, though.
Next up, Cardinals with 4 or more wins. I said they would not get 4 or more wins. We did this bet because we did our predictions. I predicted them to not win a game, and in it I said I was like, they could win, like a couple here and there, and I was like maybe 2. but it looks like some teams have just pooped the bed against them. And the Cardinals are 3-4-1 right now. So
They should have won that first week too. I should have already won my bet.
against the Lions. Yeah, whatever. All right, look. So like, this is who they play for the rest of the year. Okay, there is hope. They play
yes.
No. They play the 49ers.
Loss.
They play the Buccaneers.
Win.
You think they'll beat Tampa?
They're gonna beat Jameis Winston. Yes.
Jameis Winston is not
himself.
bad. Jameis Winston is not bad.
Jameis Winston does not deserve to be a franchise quarterback in this league. He's had too many chances. No. He can go compete for a backup, and eventually in 3 or 4 years he's going to fizzle out, decide to retire.
They're averaging like 35 points a game.
He has Mike Evans and Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians makes everybody better.
Okay, still.
But Jameis Winston
I don't care about the quarterback. I care about the team. I care about how many points the team puts up. And the team is scoring 30-something points a game.
Jameis Winston will be out of a job this next year.
No, he won't.
They're picking a quarterback.
He might not be a starter, but he'll be a backup for sure.
He'll be a backup. He'll be a backup, but he's not going to be a starter in Tampa.
Anyways, then they play the 49ers again.
Loss.
Then they play the Rams.
Sneaky chance at a dub.
Absolutely not. Then they play the Steelers. That's where I think they might get their win.
There it is, right there. Steelers barely beat the Dolphins on Monday Night Football.
Then they play the Browns. They won't win that.
Dub.
Absolutely not. You're delusional.
Browns are completely dysfunctional. I'll take Cliff Kingsbury over Freddie Kitchens.
I am appalled.
Why are you appalled at me?
Browns have too much talent to lose to the Cardinals.
Yet they still keep losing. They're just their quarterback.
Okay, then they play the Seahawks and the Rams. Okay, they play the Seahawks and the Rams. Those are both losses. Anyways, what matters is that the Bucks and the Steelers. No, there's 2.
Bucks, Steelers, and a sneaky chance against the Rams.
All right, my other bet was the Titans make the Super Bowl. And look, at the beginning of the year, let me just say, number one, I thought that our head coach would become better at coaching. That has regressed. We were told the offensive play calling would be better. That has gotten a little better. I will say it's gotten a little better, but if you're going to run up the middle with Derrick Henry 14 times a game against what we seen last week, that is absurd. Look, this was a series. This was a whole series, okay? In like the second quarter or something, right? Like we've had time to adjust. We know what they did in the first quarter. We've seen what happened. This is what these people did, man. All right, it was like Derrick Henry, run right. Stop to the line of scrimmage. Derrick Henry, run right. Like this is up the middle, right? Like to the right up the middle, okay?
Yeah.
Behind the right guard. Who's hurt? Or just drafted. One of the two. I don't know which one was playing. Anyways. Negative 2-yard loss.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like Tannehill, under pressure, incomplete pass.
I'm still laughing from that has regressed. Like,
just, I mean, well, we talked about the punter thing. Like, no, okay? I didn't know we were going to bench our quarterback.
Hope.
All right? I didn't know we were going to bench our quarterback because I was not expecting the Mariota that we got this year. And
you are 2-0 Tannehill.
Right. I'm not saying that it is Mariota's fault of how he played.
Of course.
I think the organization didn't use him right and stuff. I think there's a bunch of other stuff. We're not going to get into that. Either way, at the end of the day, we are 2-0 with Tannehill, and it looks like it is better for the team and for what the coaches want to do with Tannehill. And
but
so
not better for Lucas's heart.
And not better for my heart, but not better for for the team record either, because we played Marcus in a system and in a way that we didn't take advantage and stuff. And so either way, at the end of the day, we brought our coaches, the coaches that we have right now, we brought them in to make Marcus better, and they benched him instead. I was not expecting the franchise quarterback to get benched.
My man's going on a rant when we talk about the Titans, baby.
Look, bro, I'm just saying. Like,
I know, I feel you, dude. I feel you.
Okay. Also,
I feel you.
I didn't know our kicker. I didn't know.
I was trying to be nice. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to be nice.
All right, fine. Leave. I don't care. Sliding away into the darkness. All right?
Don't think I won't.
I did not think our kicker, Ryan Suckup, who was like breaking records last year for field goals made under 40 yards or something like that, right? All right? I didn't know this man was going to be on IR. All right? He's practicing now, which is good. we've lost 2 games because of our kicker. And some would argue that our starting quarterback lost his spot because our kicker came out and make field goals. Others would argue it's because he couldn't score touchdowns. I would argue both. At the end of the day, the Titans... the Titans are 4-4. We're last in the AFC South, but first is 5-2 the Colts. Second is Texans at 5-3. Jags are third, 4-4. They're tied with us, but they beat us, so technically they get the advantage. Either way, we're 4-4. We're still in the running to make the playoffs. Anything can happen. We're only halfway through the year. Boom.
That's what I was going to say, and I was going to say I'm going to double down on that bet. If they do make the Super Bowl, I'll give you 2 times what I said I was going to give you.
I want to get rid of that bet. I have written down right here, like, talk Jackson into ditching this bet.
Talk Jackson into ditching it. Well, here, let's keep going. Is there any more bets that we have currently?
Packers top 5 defense. They are not top 5 in yards, in scoring, in fantasy. I cannot find anything that the Packers are top 5
All right.
in.
So what we need to do...
I need to clarify first off. What do you want them to be top 5? When you say top 5 defense, do you mean yards?
I would think... Yeah, top 5 and like you to be a top 5 defense, you got to be top 5 in certain categories, right?
When I say top 5, I think like scoring. Like the Titans have not let a team score more than 20 points until last week, and they scored like 23.
Yeah, I would think scoring and yardage. That's what I would think. When I think of top 5 defense, I think
so they can be either one, or they got to be top 5 in both, or just one.
Just one.
Which one do you want to be top 5 in?
Preferably scoring.
Scoring. So top 5 scoring defense. I think that's what we decided in the beginning, and
Yeah.
I didn't write it down. Okay,
That's
anyways.
fine.
All right. I'm putting it in our.
Well, what we can do, Lucas,
It's scoring.
is if I will trade you that bet for the Titans Super Bowl bet. We'll watch it.
Yeah, but well, I mean they're gonna cancel out anyways because the last one's not gonna work. So you want to scrap both of those because those are gonna cancel because we're doing a canceling thing.
We could cancel, but we need to come up with a new bet in its place.
Yeah, well, we had a new bet and you scrapped it for me.
What was the new bet?
I don't know. I don't remember. You didn't remember it for me. I'm upset. You said something earlier, and I was like, "New bet."
Oh yeah, hold on.
If you're watching on YouTube, this man Jackson is in deep thought.
I'm trying to think. It was something
like a mouse when he comes out of his hole and finds a new piece of cheese.
Or this person is are awesome, or they're gonna win, or they're gonna do something. And I immediately said, "What?" and looked back behind me. I'm trying to remember what that was.
I'm pretty sure it was the Vikings making the playoffs.
No, because I agreed with you.
Was it? And it's something to do with the playoffs, right? Was it something to do with the wild card spots? Seahawks making the playoffs?
No.
What about?
I don't think so.
Was it the 3 AFC South teams making the playoffs? Okay, we're wasting time anyways.
We are. I'll think of it later.
All right, the last bet we got. This is really hurtful. Redskins make the playoffs.
This fool does not listen to me.
I bet that the Redskins would make the playoffs.
You sure did, bud.
I don't know what to say.
Coach,
they fired. I mean, you know, like there's some crazy stuff going on in the league. I'm scrapping that one, and I'm keeping the Titans make the Super Bowl.
No. What? Why are you just gonna scrap that bet?
I'm scrapping it instead of the Titans one. I'm keeping the Titans one, and I'm scrapping Redskins, and you're scrapping Packers.
Oh, so if the Titans don't make the Super Bowl, I still win that bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
you're scrapping both of them on me. I was like, you can't just scrap bets that are not going in your favor, sir.
No. I'm just scrapping the one. I'm scrapping the one.
Well, the Titans do have a much better chance of being into the Super Bowl.
Of making it to the Super Bowl than the Redskins do to make playoffs. Exactly. Yeah. So.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. So thank you. Thank you for letting me scrap that. You just didn't want to lose. I think Kenny Stills is gonna. I think I'm gonna win this Kenny Still one. I'm gonna lose the Cardinal one, and I'm gonna lose the Titans make the Super Bowl one. So it's looking like I'm gonna owe Jackson something. But there was another thing that we were gonna bet, and we're gonna continue to think about what that.
I'll think about it in the back of my head.
Okay.
I'll think about it in the back of my head.
All right, next up, I wanted to do an update on the current standings of the NFL.
Yeah, we're mid-season. We gotta
Yeah.
refocus here, see what's going on.
That is bright. I am so sorry for how bright this is for anyone seeing.
Oh, that is pretty bright.
Okay.
It made my screen brighter.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll get this over with real quick.
It's fine.
So at the AFC East, the Patriots are 8-0, the Bills are 5-2, the Jets and Dolphins are terrible. Okay.
Yeah.
AFC West, you got the Chiefs at 5-3, and they're gonna win that division. Then you pretty much got the Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos all at like 3 wins or 2 wins. Yeah, not making the playoffs. AFC North, you have the Ravens at 5-2. Pretty much the same thing as the AFC West. After that, you got the Steelers, Browns, and Bengals are like 3-2-0.
I remember.
You remember?
You said the Titans were going to beat the Chiefs, even with Patrick Mahomes.
That's what it was, ladies and gents. I'm booking it right now. All right, the Spooktober episode just got spookier. Okay.
Listen, no, hold on. We can't validate this bet.
Why?
Because Mahomes won't play. You said even if they had Mahomes, they would lose.
No, I said they will win. Right?
Yeah, you said if the Titans
and then you were like, you said even with Patrick Mahomes? You said even with Patrick Mahomes, and I was like, yes, they will win.
And then you started looking behind me, thinking, who is this man talking to?
Look, do you think they'll beat the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes? Or without Patrick Mahomes, I mean? Without Patrick Mahomes.
That's more of a toss-up than because I think with Patrick Mahomes, I don't think it's close.
What do you want to do if Patrick Mahomes plays? Do you want to put that at the very beginning? If Patrick Mahomes plays,
I'll book that all day. If Mahomes plays and they play against the Titans,
well, do you want to book the other one too? Which one are you wanting to book here? Do you want to have a bet no matter what, or do you want to have a bet only if Patrick Mahomes plays?
I kind of want to have a bet when Patrick Mahomes plays because I don't.
Jackson is a.
Well,
he's not a risk taker.
Look, I don't know why you're trying to bait me into this Matt Moore thing. Okay.
All right. I'm putting this. With you. If Mahomes plays.
You know what? No, scrap it. Chiefs are gonna win that game.
Worked.
Period.
It worked.
I hate you, dude. You know what he does? Casey, I'm talking to you. You know what this dude Lucas does right now, man? This dude Lucas uses reverse psychology on me all the time, and then I have to decide if it's reverse psychology. And even if it's not, he does like reverse to make me think he's doing reverse, but he's not. I don't know. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But you know what? I don't shy away from a challenge. Chiefs are gonna win that game.
You're delusional, bro. We're gonna pull that out. We're gonna pull that one out. All right. Anyways, back to the quick update we got going on here. AFC South is the closest division by far of all the divisions in the NFL. The Colts are 5-2. The Texans are 5-3. The Jaguars are 4-4, and the Titans are 4-4. So that's
this was my toughest division that I had to pick.
Right. Going on to the NFC, the NFC East, the Cowboys are 4-3, the Eagles are 4-4, the Giants and Redskins are both terrible with 2-1 wins. The NFC West is the 49ers are 7-0, the Seahawks are 6-2, the Rams are 5-3. Those three are close. The Cardinals are 3-4, and they're not going to win another game, and I'm winning that bet.
False.
NFC North, the Packers are 7-1, the Vikings are 6-2, the Lions and Bears are both 3-4. The Lions are 3-3 with a tie.
And by the way, they did not make a trade for a quarterback at the trade deadline, and I think that's really going to hurt them.
The Bears?
Yeah, the Bears.
Yeah, they got some.
They're not making the playoffs this year.
The Saints are 7-1. Even without Drew Brees, they were still winning, and then with Drew Brees, they were doing the normal Drew Brees stuff. All right.
Oh, Saints are nasty.
Yeah, Saints 7-1, Panthers 4-3. I don't think they make the playoffs. Bucks 2-5, and the Falcons are 1-7. Okay, off that. On to our beautiful little notebook here.
No, we love notebooks out here, man.
Do you want to give your predictions for yeah. So what we're doing right here, we're going to give our playoff predictions, basically the winner of each division and the wild card guys that are going to come out. You want to go first?
Our playoff scenario, how we think it's going to play out the rest of the year. Yeah, for sure. And what's going to be crazy in football is one or two of these teams are probably not going to make it, and then we're going to be like, what? Week 16 to 17. If we go back and refer to this episode.
Wait. Wait.
What?
Let's just go together. Like you say what you got, and then I say what I got. That way we can be like
Okay,
if
yeah.
you pick the Dolphins
All
or
right.
something, I can look at you like you're just out
Okay,
of it.
first of all, if I pick the Dolphins, I'm gonna need you to fly down to Texas. I'm gonna need you to come into my door. I'm gonna need you to grab a frying pan and hit me over the head because I'm obviously delusional.
Look, it's so dark in your room. I feel like you're about to get hit with something, anyways.
Isn't that crazy? It's like someone's sneaking up behind me. Da-na-na-na-na.
Okay,
Run.
go,
Like,
go, run.
all
He
right.
looked at he's
Let's start with the
venti or
AFC East.
grande, but you're a tall girl, so you're just a running.
Get out of there.
Go. That's a joke
All right.
from Busting with the Boys. Terrible people.
AFC
I'm
East.
bad.
This one's super easy. Patriots, obviously. I don't see anybody in contention. Bills aren't touching them,
Yeah, definitely Patriots.
even at 5-2. Okay, we can agree on that one. AFC West. All right, I'm still picking the Chiefs.
Same. Picking the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Chargers are
see
bad.
Chargers are bad. The Raiders aren't catching up. The Broncos are irrelevant. They need to do back and need to do a lot of changes. AFC North, Ravens.
100%. Everyone else
Browns
is bad.
aren't coming close. Steelers are on their third quarterback, and the Bengals just bench Andy Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway. Now, getting into the AFC South, this one we might have some debate. This is by far the closest division.
Super hard.
And it's in all of the NFL. All the teams are super close in records. They each have a win over each other. When you start breaking down the tiebreakers, it gets super, super close. It's going to come down to the last 3 games of the year. For that, I'm going to pick the Colts. I think they have just a little bit easier of a schedule than the Texans. But Colts are my AFC South division winner.
Yeah, I went with the Colts too. At the beginning of the year, I thought losing Andrew Luck would be a bigger hit, but their coaching is outstanding. Let me just say that again. Their coaching is outstanding. Their play calling and like the way that they prepare for all these games and stuff is crazy, and they win games they shouldn't win. And any team that can do that is going to be 5-2, like they are now.
And Brissett just has to not lose in the game. And even a couple weeks ago, he had his first 400 pass touchdown game, so he's playing incredibly well. They're making him feel comfortable. I think J.J. Watt being injured, it definitely factored into my decision of the Colts winning. I think J.J. Watt wins you a game.
All right.
Personally. You want to do wild cards? Let's do wild cards.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that being said, my first wild card here, this is in no particular order for these wild cards, but my first wild card is the Texans. Okay. I have Deshaun Watson. Okay. I got DeAndre Hopkins. Will Fuller's playing pretty well. Kenny Stills is going to get over 500 yards per my bet. Yes, they don't have J.J. Watt, but Deshaun's playing very electric right now. He's in the MVP conversation just a couple weeks ago. He might work his way back up there. The AFC it's such a tight space for the wild card. There's not really a lot of wiggle room, but I don't see a lot of competition from the AFC North. I don't see any other competition from the AFC West, and I certainly don't see any more competition from the AFC East other than the Bills. Texans take it almost by default, actually.
I've actually got the Titans. I've got the Titans.
Texans or Titans for me.
Right. So I've got the Titans in my first wild card spot. I think we can pull out some stuff. Like I said, beating the Chiefs, I think we pull some stuff out of our butt. And then my last wild card spot, I have the Texans or the Bills. If the Bills go 9-7, the Texans definitely get in there. I think the AFC South is so close compared to the rest of the AFC. It's like the AFC South is just loaded with not like division winner teams necessarily, but they're loaded with that, those 8-8 teams. They're a little better than 8-8. They're 9-7, 10-6 teams, and I think they're loaded with that. So in my opinion, I think it's going to be Texans and Titans make the wild card.
Yeah, so 3 AFC South teams.
Yeah, 3 AFC South teams. On to the NFC.
I had the Texans and the Bills. On to the NFC. NFC West, I got the 49ers. This one was, obviously still pretty close. Seahawks are right behind him at 6-2. Russell Wilson have an MVP caliber year, but I just saw Nick Bosa and what that defense did last week, and they look absolutely incredible. Kyle Shanahan is a candidate for Coach of the Year. Jimmy G 15-2 as a starter. I just don't think the Seahawks can catch up.
Yeah, I got no shot. Also, like the strength of schedule from this point of the year, a lot harder on the Seahawks.
For sure. Who's your pick? Niners?
49ers also, yeah.
49ers, yeah. NFC North, right now, this is it's kind of a toss up, but for sure, for me, I have the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is playing insane right now, especially the last 2 weeks. Feels like they're starting to kind of get in the groove, utilizing Aaron Jones. Their only competition to me is from the Vikings, but I got the Packers taking it.
Yeah, I got the Packers taking it also. If you look at the rest of the year, they're going to win at least 11 games by the end of the year. Guaranteed division winner, no question.
Yeah, Vikings aren't catching up there. NFC South, I have the Saints running away with it. Panthers got exposed yesterday or on Sunday. Are they going to win 9 games? I don't think so. So I got the Saints.
Yeah, I also have the Saints, no question.
For sure. Now, NFC East.
Okay.
Cowboys for sure. For sure. We have lost some dumb games, man. Like games we should not have lost at all. Okay. And I haven't done any Cowboy talk yet this pod, so I'm kind of craving to. Okay. Listen, I know we were having some injury issues. Okay. But we're coming off a bye week. We're fresh. We just beat the Eagles. We have the number 1 seed right now so far in the NFC East, and it's only going to get better. We're about to play the Giants. Okay. We're about to smack them up by side of the head. And Philly, they have a close game this weekend. Okay. Could be kind of a toss up. So I got the Cowboys running away with that division.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys winning too. I just don't see the Eagles got a bunch of other stuff going on, whatever, and then the other teams are bad. So,
absolutely. Other teams are bad, and Eagles got locker room issues. My 2 wild cards, I have the Vikings and the Seahawks. I was trying to. That means I have no Rams. I was kind of looking at the strength of schedule here. I think with Russell Wilson's MVP performance, I think with the offense from Kirk Cousins and that entire roster from the Vikings, just based off strength of schedule for those 2 teams in the remainder of the year, I got Vikings and Seahawks making.
Yeah, same thing. I also have Vikings and Seahawks. The Rams, I don't think they have the run game that they need, and their offensive line's not as good this year. Real quick,
for sure.
Off the top of your head, we're adding this in because we didn't do this. Super Bowl teams. I'm going Patriots and Saints or Patriots and 49ers. I can't really decide, but I'm going to go Patriots and Saints because of that bad man, Drew Brees.
Stop looking at my notes. I got Patriots and Saints for sure. Saints and Niners appear to be they're heading towards the NFC Championship matchup. That would be a great matchup, but I'm going to lean on Sean Payton and his experience and the coaching staff and Drew Brees as well in big moments. Niners are there, but not quite yet. I do think the Patriots win the Super Bowl, though.
Undefeated?
I don't know. That's the question. Will they go undefeated? I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. It's close.
Do I smell a bet?
Are you going to say yes?
I'll say yeah.
You'll say yeah?
Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Oh.
Undefeated regular season or undefeated Super Bowl year?
I think right now we're talking about the regular season.
Undefeated regular season.
Right now, I think they might. Yeah, I think it's very, very close. I think they might have an undefeated regular season. Oh, man, I would love to see Drew Brees take it from Brady, though, in the Super Bowl. Like, just one more. I think Brees needs one more, man. Brees needs one more.
You know what? I do feel like the Patriots kind of drop the ball in a game every year. Never mind.
Every once in a while. I don't know, man. That's very tough.
Well, they might not play the starters like the last week or last 2 weeks. I don't know who they play or whatever, but,
It depends, yeah. I don't know. That's a great question. But yeah, Patriots Saints to me is looking like the Super Bowl this year. As of now, in week 8.
Next up, so the trade deadline, like I said earlier, ended today. So I'm gonna update us on some trades that have gone down and maybe
somebody that appeared. Yeah, somebody that appeared back to work today.
Oh yeah, for the Redskins.
Yes.
Yeah, for the Redskins, he came back. Trent Williams, right? That's his name.
He did. He ended his holdout, so we'll see when he plays. But he the camp.
Yeah,
he's ready to go.
So we got that, and we also got some injuries we need to talk about. But to start off, just some notable trades, like up to this point in the year. Leonard Williams was traded to the Giants. Kenyon Drake got traded to the Cardinals. Jannard Avery got sent to Philadelphia. Jalen Ramsey, of course, got sent to the Rams.
Yeah, big one.
Marcus Peters got sent to Baltimore. Austin Corbett got sent to the Rams. Mohamed Sanu to the Patriots. We talked about that last week. Emmanuel Sanders and a 5th got sent to San Francisco. Garyon Conley got sent to the Texans, and Quandre Diggs plus a 7th round got sent to Seattle for a 5th.
Right. Also, Akeem Talib trade to the Dolphins.
Yeah, I was about to say Akeem Talib got traded to the Dolphins. I bet he is just hating his life right now. Yeah,
dude, he is so mad.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about not the Titan. We're gonna talk about the Dolphins here in a little bit.
Okay.
A sneaky treat for you.
I like sneaky treats.
On to some other stuff. James Conner suffered a AC joint injury Monday night.
Yeah.
All right. Plus, Benny Snell, their other backup, suffered a knee injury. And then Jalen Samuels is already recovering from a knee injury. So, like, Pittsburgh just has one healthy halfback on the roster right now.
Yeah, and quarterback out for the season. Their second quarterback's out. It's just a mess in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
They're playing for the draft and for next year.
The Chargers fired Ken Wisenhunt as their offensive coordinator. I could have told you this was bad. All right, this man came in, was the head coach of the Titans. Terrible. Mm-hmm. All right, played a part in ruining Mariota. Let me just say that. Played a part.
Ooh.
Broncos quarterback Joe Flacco has a herniated disc in his neck, so he's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Probably the rest of the year.
6 to 8 weeks, so potentially rest of the year. Yeah. And he needs to be out the rest of the year anyways, because they're not making any splashes or anything.
Yeah, so. Rest him up, put him on IR, and get him healthy for next year.
The Panthers head coach did confirm Kyle Allen starting this weekend, so no Cam Newton, Kyle Allen questions going on. Like we said, the Bears didn't trade for Trubisky any, and he's going to stay the starter. That's been confirmed. So just J.J. Watt's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, man, that sucks for him, man. He's had some issues too. He got ACL, torn pec again, maybe torn pec before. He's had a couple big time injuries, man. And I feel for the guy because he's just a warrior, man. He really is. Good, upstanding.
He gets weird. He gets like freak injuries.
Yeah, crazy. But the good thing is, it's not his lower half, right? So it's a lot easier to come back from something on the arm or the pec or a hand than it is from a knee injury in the NFL. So, good news there.
All right, I think that's it.
Should be healthy next
year. That's all I got on that stuff.
Perfect.
Excuse me. Next up, your favorite.
Oh, is it time?
It is time for Take It or Leave It.
Ooh.
Okay.
I love Take It or Leave It. It's so fun.
Number one, Jack. You ready?
Okay, but before, and we'll talk about this every time, but Take It or Leave It, special segment. Lucas does this every week for me. We've been doing it the past couple of weeks. I absolutely love it. I'm telling you what, man, this dude's a trooper. He comes up with the different topics and questions he's going to ask me. He doesn't tell me in advance. He doesn't give me a heads up and let me know. This is right off the dome, right off the top of my head. I'm just spitballing at you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
put him on the spot.
Lay it on me.
All right. Number one, Take It or Leave It. The Bills are overrated. At 5, they're 5-2, so like,
take it. I think they make the playoffs. I don't think they're a incredibly special team yet. I need to see more. I think they are a young and talented team. I think they have veteran leadership with Frank Gore. We'll see how long he continues to play, but I think they're 2 to 3 more years from making a huge impact. But I could definitely see them in the playoffs this year, maybe even next year.
I'm also taking it. They are overrated. 5-2 is not they're not a 5-2 team. They beat the Titans because the Titans missed 4 field goals.
Yeah.
I think the defense has kind of carried them to where they're at. Their quarterback is not good. They have not found the answer at quarterback though. Like that's the problem. That's what you said they might make a push. I have a problem with that because I do not think they have their quarterback.
Okay. Fair enough.
Next up, Tom Brady is leaving New England. Take it or leave it.
Oh, man, you really put me on the spot with this one. I'm going to say leave it. I think he stays in Foxborough. I think if he's going to continue his career, it's going to be there. I think him and Robert Kraft are going to work it out over the offseason. Yes, Bill Belichick is ready to move on. At least that's what indicators seem. He wants to get his new quarterback in. Fine. Maybe they find a compromise. They bring him in the draft, but the GOAT is not getting replaced by anybody anytime soon. I think he stays.
I'm gonna take it. I think he either retires or leaves and plays for someone else for the money. And also, like, another good point that I heard brought up over the weekend is like he's to the point to where like he needs to start thinking about his family and stuff. Like, where do they want to spend the rest of their lives?
Sure.
you know.
Sure,
And if he's sitting there and he's like, hey, I want to play 3 more years, but my family, my wife and my children want to go live in Las Vegas, and he wants to go take Derek Carr's place with the Raiders next year, you know, like
right,
yeah,
like wherever they want to.
Yeah, that was
live.
such a random.
That's
a place that came to my head first.
That is a good point.
Yeah. Next up, take it or leave it. The Dolphins are most definitely tanking the season. Like they are losing on purpose at this point. Or are they just bad?
I'd love to say. Here's the thing. I'd love to say leave it, but I almost have to take it.
Well, here's what I want to give you. I don't think the players are necessarily tanking, but when I say because they can't be, like the players are playing for their own well-being and stuff. But yeah, do you think the coaches, like the head coach and like the GM, are kind of tanking this? Like the
I think so. I think they're trading away Kenyon Drake, right? Yeah, okay, you got to keep Talib, fine, but he's not going to sell tickets.
Woo!
Exactly. They don't have a star quarterback. They don't have a star wide receiver. They have holes in their offensive line. They have to rebuild, and they know the only way to do that is to get the number 1 pick. Now, whoever they take at that number 1 pick spot, I'm not sure. And I think the players are out there playing hard. I think the coach is always going to deny it. Their message, hey, let's go out, let's win one, let's play, bonus money, whatever it is. But it's over in Miami. I would not be surprised they go 0-16 this year. It's bad. If you go 0-16, I almost have to think that the organization is tanking you on purpose.
Yeah,
I would think.
Last one. Mm-hmm. Take it or leave it. The Eagles will be looking at a change in the head coach or quarterback position at the end of the year if they do not make the playoffs.
Leave it.
You think
leave it. Doug Peterson won them a Super Bowl just a couple of years ago. I do think some shakeups need to happen. Whether that's at the quarterback position, I'm not sure. They just locked him up for a big-time contract. I don't think they can offload him. It's too much of a hit to take and not get anything back from it. I don't think any other teams out there would want to take on a contract like that. Maybe you have a couple, but I don't see them moving on from Carson Wentz. I can see them shaking up some stuff in the locker room, maybe making a different couple changes within their personnel and maybe some of their coaching staff, but I don't see Peterson and Wentz living after this year. Now, if this continues on for another year or two, most definitely Peterson's gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it too.
I'm leaving it. Yeah.
But I do want to say that the NFL is a how are you doing now, not how did you do 2 years ago.
That's fair. Yeah.
And so all these issues coming up in the locker room is a leader problem, and the main leader of the team is the head coach. I think if they do not make the playoffs, he is definitely on the hot seat.
I can see that. I don't think he's gone. He can be considered on the hot seat, and he needs a good kick in the rear end, from the owners, and from
he's got one more year.
They need to have a kumbaya meeting and say, listen, this is what I heard from Orlando Scandrick, right? Orlando Scandrick, he went on to Undisputed, and he said, listen, the problems in that locker room they are still riding the high from the 2017 Super Bowl season. They still think they're really good. They still think they're all high and mighty. They still think they're defending Super Bowl champs, but they're not. And you have to be hungry and want to go for it year in and year out if you want to compete as champions, even if you want to get there again to have a chance to play in that game again. Like, you need to live, breathe, eat, sleep football. And they're thinking that they're all good no matter what. They're losing these games off accidents. Yep. That's not how it is. If they get a good old kick in the and a little come to Jesus meeting or whatever they need to do, then maybe they can figure it out. But I agree. Hot seat if they don't make the playoffs this year, but he's got one more year for sure.
All right. That is it for Take It or Leave It. Jackson's
I love that segment. I love that segment. You really hit me with that Tom Brady one.
Tom Brady one put you on the spot. Actually, I had a hard time last week, but this week I was like, la-da-da, okay, next, la-da-da. It was just like, wrote them down within like the span of 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's a fair question. I mean, I don't know. It's almost, and maybe part of me, I'm part of by that question. It seems inconceivable to me that Brady would be anywhere other than New England, but you never know, man. You never know, especially like you said with the whole wife and kids thing, wherever they want to live. Brady's been doing this for over 20 years.
That and the money, man. I mean, you trying to get set up in a new place? Like, hey, give me Give me a 3-year, $90 million guaranteed contract, and
he's always passed off the money. Maybe he's like, let me secure the bag. I'm the GOAT. Give me what I want.
yeah.
I'll go play for you.
Or
for
like
whatever.
also when you get old like that, and you start thinking of your legacy, and we brought it up last week in last week's pod. But you start thinking about your legacy, and what's one thing that is holding back you ultimately being number one in everyone's eyes? And I think it's the fact that you've always been and won with Coach Belichick.
Yeah, but I also think some of that is just kind of fan perceived, like, oh, well, who's more responsible, Belichick or Brady? The duo is responsible for 6 championships.
Right.
Over
exactly.
the past
like they're
years.
responsible as a duo, right?
As a duo, they did it right. Yes, it's been a great coaching staff and scheme, but it also takes a special player to buy into that system, to buy into that culture, to help create his own culture within the team and the organization, the locker room, and to go out and he's always training. He is eating right all the time. He is working out. He flies out his wide receivers to a special place in the offseason every year, and all they do for 10 days is run routes. That's it. It's a different type of he put that on his own dollar. That's a different type of dedication. Passing off the money, get me good players. Let's work it out on defense. Like it's a whole organizational thing. Like, is Tom Brady more responsible for Bill Belichick? It doesn't matter. The Patriots won 6 championships in the past several years, and it's due to them as an organization playing well. Not exactly. Belichick's a better coach than he's a player.
Yeah,
that's just fan made up.
Yeah,
I
agree.
But sometimes people listen to it.
Right, but I'm not saying Tom Brady listens to that. I don't think he goes in depth that far, but I think Tom Brady is looking at it and he's like, what's the one thing I have not done? And the only thing he hasn't done is win a Super Bowl
on another team.
Yeah, that he truly carried. Like truly carried. Like he walked in there and he was, he was like, hey, we're gonna win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, he's gripping it and ripping it.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like going if he was to come to Tennessee next year and win a Super Bowl for us, like that's all Brady. That's all Brady.
For sure. And there's no denying that at all.
Exactly. And I wonder if he kind of misses that to truly silence all the doubters.
Right.
Anyways, I'm just trying to come up with something. I don't necessarily think he's like that. But I do think I am going to take it. I don't think he'll be there. Anyways.
Okay.
Recap on last week. Our picks. All right. Wisconsin at Ohio State. Ohio State won. LSU beat Auburn. The Titans beat the Buccaneers. The Chargers defeated the Bears, which we didn't think was going to happen. The Eagles stomped the Bills. I'm hoping this is the start of their decline. The Panthers lost to the 49ers, and the Patriots beat the very sad Browns. Good week. Good week for us. You lost 1 game, and I lost 2 picks, I think. So I am.
Week for us.
Yeah, I think I was negative. I am now 29-27, and Jackson is 31-24. All right. Yeah, yes, you feeling it, ain't you, Mr. Jackson?
I'm feeling good.
All right. This week we only did 1 college match, and then we did 6 NFL matches. So, number 1, we have number 8 Georgia at number 6 Florida, Mr. Jackson.
Man, here's the thing: college games always get me. I understand that I don't know as much about college as I probably should. Being that it's at Florida, that's a big thing to me. I'm gonna go with the Gators.
Oh, you did the chomp
at home. I'm doing the chomp.
Just because you did the chomp, it makes me want to pick Georgia. I'm also gonna go with Florida because it is at home, and here's my problem with Georgia. All right, so they lost. Whatever. You are in the SEC. You still have a chance to come back, and you can win this thing. You can make it into the Final Four because you are an SEC team. They will look at you like, well, it's okay. It was just a slip up. They came back last week and played terrible. They played absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And they're going to the swamp. So we are both going with Florida. All right.
Yes, sir.
Next up, Mr. Jackson, on to the NFL. Number 1, we have Bears at the Eagles. I am going to pick the Eagles. I gotta go with the Eagles. Yeah.
Same. I'm picking the Eagles, and it's because of the quarterback play. If the Bears have picked up a quarterback at the trade deadline, say Teddy Bridgewater, all day, that defense is something special. I think they are going to cause problems for Wentz. It's going to be a closer game than most people think. But, the Eagles rolled last week. I expect them to win a close game against the Bears.
Vikings at the Chiefs. I'm going Vikings over the Chiefs here.
Same, going with the Vikings. I think Lucas looked at my notes before this pod. I really do, because he's picking every game that I have. I'm gonna pick first. Okay, here for this next one. Okay.
Okay. Look. I got a little camera in the dark behind you. All right, I got a little guy standing over you.
Okay, I appreciate. Yeah, something's back.
All right, Patriots at the.
Really pitch dark in here. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really bad. Patriots at the Ravens.
Patriots all day.
Part of me wants to pick this as the slip up, just because the Ravens defense seems to have a thing where they do this. But Patriots.
All right.
Next up, you have the Cowboy game. Cowboys at the Giants.
Gotta pick my boys, man. They're rolling high. Giants are banged up and having issues, losing games. Picking the boys.
Yeah, that's no contest. It's against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Titans at the Panthers.
I got the Panthers going with Carolina on this one.
Ooh, I'm going Titans.
Ooh, we finally have a disagreement.
Well, I mean, we're 2-0 with Tannehill right now. I think we're riding a little wave. Okay,
that's fair.
I think the Panther offense got exposed last week, and it shows that if you can get pressure on them and you can do stuff to them, then you can win the game. I think we're going to do a good job of stopping the run. I'm scared of McCaffrey when they swing him out and throw them the ball, but I think we're going to do a good job of stopping the run and getting pressure on the backup quarterback.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
Lastly, we got Packers at the Chargers.
I'm picking the Packers. Chargers just fired their offensive coordinator. Probably going to have somebody different calling the plays. Could that help? Sure. Yes, they're getting a little bit more healthy, but Aaron Rodgers is playing lights out right now.
Yeah, I'm also going to go the Packers. It just seems like the Chargers don't have it in them. They don't have that fire. They don't have that.
Yeah, it's not there. And not there like it was last year. And last year, they were playing extremely well.
I thought they were overrated last year, though. I picked them to not make the playoffs, and they made it with 10 wins or 9 wins. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they almost made the AFC Championship game. It was close.
Yeah. They won some games they shouldn't have won, namely the Titans in London, but it's whatever.
You're still a little hurt over that?
Yeah, I'm hurt over it. We scored the touchdown. We scored the touchdown to tie the game up. All we have to do is kick the field goal, go into overtime. We've dominated them the whole second half. We go for it. We go for the 2-point conversion. I'm like, all right, let's win this game. All right, let's go for it. You know what our play call was? Matt Lefleur. All right, according to Stephen A. Smith. All right, Lefleur. This man did a tight end run. We ran the tight end. It wasn't like we put him in as a fullback. We might have put him in as a fullback and ran with him. Either way, we ran the ball with the tight end. Ran the ball with the tight end. It was bad. Jackson, get out of the dark, bro. Spooking me.
Boys are coming into the light.
Spooking me. That's it. That's all we got. That's all I got.
Good stuff. Yo, I had a very good time on this Spooktober episode. I really did.
Yo, I want, you know what? I usually ask for questions here at the end. I'm not asking for questions. I'm not asking for ratings or anything. I want anyone that's seen this to please. I don't care if you're on Apple Music. No, you have to see. You have to see it. Everyone needs to get on YouTube. All right, we're gonna fix our YouTube stuff. Everyone needs to get on YouTube, and you need to watch this because this is a Spooktober episode, and there's some spooky things happening. But everyone needs to see Jackson, and then in the comments below, I want you to roast this man.
Yo,
all right.
Are you hating?
I want you to roast this man in his mask. Don't put the mask on. He's putting the mask on. That's it. I'm out. I'm done.
Listen, guys. Okay. All right. If you're out there, I hope you have a great Halloween. Okay. Stay safe. Get some candy. All right. Have an upset stomach. Feel good. Okay. But don't worry, because tomorrow's Friday. We're feeling good out here. Okay. Spooktober coming to an end. You're listening, spending good time with us on the Go For Two Pod. We really do appreciate it. Thank you. Leave us a like, rating. You can find us on everywhere where podcasts can be found. Also, be sure to watch it on YouTube if you want to see me in my amazing mask and Lucas with his very judgmental face upon my mask. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. It's spooky.